When life gets hard, people want to add more. That's a mistake. That's a wrong move. You want to have one rule for yourself during this process. Maybe you're like me, you're waiting on the prostate removal, or you're doing radiation, or you're doing hormone therapy, whatever it is, but have one rule for yourself. So for me, it was, again, organizing tomorrow, today, and I would identify the three most important one must. By the way, my name's John, and what you want to do is you want to map that out. What's that one rule for yourself? And then just, again, more rules drain you. Don't say, I'm going to do this, and this, because you won't. You can't sustain it. I've seen people say, because people ask me about working out. I'm 66. I'm in pretty good shape even at 66. And they say, well, I'm going to work out 7 days a week, 4 hours a day. You can't do that. You can't sustain that. So you want to make sure you have one rule and make it easy to keep. Make it easy to keep. One of the most important things you can do is keep all the promises you make to yourself. Yes, all the promises. If you say you're going to do something, you got to get in the habit of doing it. And then what that does, it builds confidence. So every day at the end of the day, what I would do is I would identify what's the most important thing I need to do tomorrow. Again, I didn't allow myself to go into those negative spirals, because if I did, within 60 seconds, one of my rules, one of my standards was to say, what's one thing I can do to make this better? But one of the biggest things, like I said, is make sure you keep all the promises you make to yourself. If you tell somebody you're going to do something, do it. If you tell somebody you're going to call them, do it. If you say you're going to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, do it. If you say you're going to work out tomorrow, do it. Those are so important. Plus, that supports your identity, who you're growing to become. Like I told you on the last video, I am an athlete. So I act in alignment with being an athlete. That was so important to me. Not goals, identity. Who am I growing to become? Who am I? Then you want to be it. And you want to make your commitments small. Again, don't say, let's say you're somebody that usually gets up at 7, 8 o'clock, and you go through your day and you want to be a little more structured. Get up at 6 and have a plan. I think the most important thing for me was having a plan. And then, make sure you have rules. Work out on your bad days. Work on your bad days. One of the biggest things I see people do is all of a sudden they're a little depressed, and next thing you do, and then they take the day off. Then they take another day off, and that becomes a habit. Everything becomes a habit. Everything compounds. That's the thing you got to understand. So set a floor for yourself. What I mean by that, let's say you're somebody that makes calls every day, 5 days a week or whatever. Maybe it's 30 or 40 calls, whatever. Don't go to 0. Let's say, man, you get up, you're just not feeling good. Negativity is going to creep in. It's going to creep in. You're going to think about what's going to happen. And that's going to expand, and it's going to put you a little bit depressed. But here's the thing. What's one thing I can do to make this better? And make sure you do 15 dials. And you set that floor before. You don't get up and say, well, I'll do 5 today. No, if your floor is 15, you do 15. Again, keep the promises you make to yourself. And that's called a floor. Consistency is more important than intensity. Keeping the habit. That helps you solidify your identity. Who am I growing to become? For me, it was an athlete. I did 75 hard every single day up to, I think it was 44 days, up till I went to have the surgery. And I prepared for the surgery. And I remember the nurse came out, and he said, he was a male nurse, he came out and said, John, what I want you to do is after this surgery, I want you to walk, because you have gas and you have water and all that stuff in your stomach, and you're very bloated. And so as soon as that surgery was over, I was walking. In fact, they were counting the laps at the hospital, because I knew my next step was to get out of the hospital the next day. Because some people have to stay 2 or 3 days because they don't do those kind of things. I said, okay, what's the next step? I'm going to walk. And I walked and I walked and I walked. Life gets hard. One rule will move you. One rule will move you. It will keep you on track for the things you know you need to do. This is going to be over someday, and then you're going to come back to your life, and you don't want it to be a disaster. You want to continue moving forward with the things you plan. Again, pick one, be it, keep it small, subscribe. In the next video, we're going to create standards for you, but subscribe. If you have any comments, if you have any questions, if you're scared of something, make sure you ask me. I've been through this. I'm cancer-free now. Okay, so make sure you ask me questions. Make sure you like the video. Talk to you soon.